Hi, and welcome to our webinar on Saddleback Digital. My name is Liz Mangus, and I'm a literacy specialist with Saddleback Educational Publishing. And I am thrilled to be able to share with you today our new enhanced ebook platform. We know many of you out there are teaching virtually. Your students are remote learners. Many of you are also teaching in a hybrid situation, so you have one foot in both worlds. But whatever the case may be, you need access to digital high-low materials, and we at Saddleback, we've got you covered. So in our brief time together today, I'm going to share with you which of our libraries are available on this new digital platform. And we'll take a look at what a teacher sees when they log into the digital platform versus what a student sees. And we'll get in there and play with it a little bit, and I'll show you some things that you can do with it. And then we'll close out and you'll be able to contact us with any questions or for further information. So let's get started by talking about which of the Saddleback libraries are available on this digital platform. I know many of you out there have our print materials, but if your students are remote learning right now, it's kind of tricky to use those in this circumstance. So you may be wondering, hey, is my Saddleback library that I have, is it on digital? Well, the good news is our most popular libraries are available on the new platform. And if you go to our website, which is sdlback.com, and then you can click on Saddleback Digital, it will show you all the libraries that are available on the new platform. So let me scroll down here and show you. Hopefully these are looking familiar. Our tween emergent reader libraries, as well as our teen emergent reader libraries, both the sight words and the phonics are available, as well as welcome newcomers and go welcome newcomers, our teen early fluency libraries, our ELL teen literacy library, and our SEL teen literacy library. All of these are available on the new Saddleback digital platform. Now, if you're out there watching this and you're curious, but you don't actually have any of these Saddleback products in print and you need more information about what these are, all of that information is just a click away right on our website. Just as an example here, maybe I'm curious about what this ELL Teen Literacy Library is. I can click on that and it's going to take me to a description as well as with some pricing information on either the print or the digital or a combination of both. So all of that can be found right here on our website, and you can even get some free book samples there of what is in this particular collection. So if you are new to Saddleback and you don't really know what these libraries are, feel free to search the website and also give us a call. We're happy to walk you through the differences among all of these libraries and help you pick the one that's right for you. So let's jump in and take a look at Saddleback Digital. What is it? Well, this is an enhanced ebook platform, and it's really quite simple. And I think in this time of sort of tech tool overwhelm, simple is better, less is more. We know that teachers and students are both overwhelmed with all of the different tech tools that are out there and trying to adjust to this new mode of learning. So we kept Saddleback Digital as simple as possible. The first thing to know about it is that this is a web-based platform. You don't need any specific device to access it. You just need to be able to get onto the internet. So let's take a look. This is the Saddleback Digital website. So if you were to license some of these materials, you would go to saddlebackdigital.com, and then you would have this space here to log in with your username and your password. Click login, it would take you right in to the platform. Let's have a look first at what a teacher would see if they were to log into Saddleback Digital. So I'm logging in as a teacher, and the first page that loads is my library page. So this is a teacher that has access to several of our libraries. What would pop up for you is whatever collection you have purchased licenses for. So whatever library you have licensed, that is what will appear on this page. I love this demo account because this is a very lucky teacher that has access and licenses to all of these libraries. So that's the first thing that you'll see. What you have through this teacher page is this left navigation bar over here. And this is a key difference between what you, the teacher, will see versus what a student will see when a student logs in. So what is all this over here? Well, the main thing that you need to know is clicking on library is where you're going to be able to access all of your books. The other key pieces here will be the teacher resources. So as the teacher, you will have access to the teacher guides that come along with whichever products you have licensed. So let's just take a look in the case of the ELL Teen Literacy Library, for example. So up in this corner, we have the blue ELL Teen Literacy Library Teacher's Guide. And we also have this series at a glance document, which gives you a quick overview of what is available in the library. So because in this demo account, this teacher has licenses to many libraries, you see this same material for each of the libraries that are licensed. So for Go Welcome Newcomers and for SEL, we have the series at a glance and the teacher guide for all of those documents. Let's take a closer look at the series at a glance. Now, when I click on this, what it's going to pull up is a one-page document that gives you all of the key information you need for this particular library. Obviously, the name of the library, the reading levels, the grade levels, the Lexile levels, and it also will tell you which titles are fiction versus nonfiction. So up here, you can see this book has this little blue square that says NF. This means that this is a nonfiction title. And these titles are all organized in their respective genres. So in the ELL Teen Literacy Library, for example, we have an American culture genre, and these are the 4 titles that belong in that particular genre. And the purpose of this document is really just to give you a quick glance, a bird's eye view document, so you know which titles are in which library. And this is very helpful, especially if you have licenses for more than one library. You can just open up one of these documents and figure out which titles are where. The other thing that you have access to will be the teacher's guide. Now, this is a PDF document, and I'm going to show you what you can do with this teacher's guide in a few minutes, but I wanted to give you a quick sneak peek. So this loads as one document. Let me just scroll down here to show you. Now this will contain suggested lesson plans and quizzes for each book and some student activities for each book as well. Here's an example. This one's on character point of view. And these are all typable or fillable PDF documents. So should you choose to use these activities and give them to your students, you can extract this and go ahead and send it to a student using whatever method you use to send or post assignments. We'll get into that a little bit more momentarily. As the teacher, you also will have this roster tab where you'll be able to see your classes and your students, and all of these will be pre-populated for you. You won't have to enter any of those in. Well, enough of that. Let's take a look at the books. Let me go back here to the library. And for demonstration purposes today, let's stick with this ELL Teen Literacy Library. The first thing I did here, let me go back there because I'm going a little fast. I want to make sure that you see that. If I want to read a book that's in this ELL Teen Literacy Library, I need to click on the picture of the library. And what happens is all of the titles from that particular library will be listed on the left-hand side of the screen, and we'll be able to navigate, highlight and navigate a particular book, whichever book that we want to read. So here is the first book, A Debate. If you want to read a debate, you just click on that book. Let's focus on this book called Fired. So I want to read Fired. I'm going to highlight this book, click on it, and it's going to open up the book. Now, the great thing about this platform being so simple is that you can, it's multi-purpose. So as a teacher, I can use it really for guided or assisted reading. But as a student, I can also use it for independent reading. So I want you to think about this platform through that lens of guided or assisted reading versus independent reading. And when I'm logged in as a teacher, I want to think about how I can use this platform for guided instruction and reading with my students. So for example, let's say I'm doing a small group remote lesson on this book, Fired. I want to read it with my students. So I may be logged in on my end and I'm sharing my screen and sharing this book with the students. And we're going to go through a process of reading and using this book. So what are some things I can do in that case with this book? Well, just a few basic navigational tools first is if you want to navigate this book and turn the pages, I feel like it's very straightforward. It's pretty intuitive. You have these arrows that you can click to turn the page and also to go backwards. If you don't like that, you can actually go up here as well and you can type in a page number and it can skip ahead that way. You can also go to this Contents tab here and click wherever you would like to go. So very simple to navigate. Now, one of the great things about this ebook platform is that the audio and highlighting is embedded. So I can have this read to me. I want to demonstrate that now. So what I'll do here is I'll just click this play button.
Ready for your first day at work? Daniel asked Saif. They were riding their bikes from school to the grocery store. Daniel's mom owned the store. Yes, thanks again for getting me the job.
And then you can turn the page and it will continue reading.
Daniel and Saif had become friends last year. That was when the Malik family moved from Pakistan to New Jersey. School had started.
So that's how the audio works. Now you can adjust this a little bit. There is this settings area over here where you can change it from automatic to manual. So currently set to manual, and that just means that I need to click on that play button to get it to read to me. But if I want it to be automatic, I could simply click on automatic and then it would automatically read to me. If I want the word highlighting off, I can turn that off here as well. This is also interesting. Up here, you can change your page view. If you'd prefer to look at one page at a time instead of two, you can do that. So this is the one page view. Or you can always look at 2 pages at once on the 2-page option. So what are some of these other things? We've covered the contents, the settings. Let's talk about bookmarks. So if you are not able to finish this book all in one sitting and you want to remember what page you left off on, of course you can click up here on these bookmarks, and then when you click back on this button, it will tell you, hey, you have a bookmark on page 5. Remember, you need to go back to page 5. So that is what that does. But what I really want to focus on are the notes and the highlighting feature. And the reason I want to focus on these is because I think these are a really valuable tool to have as a teacher when you're using these materials for assisted or guided reading. First, let's take a look at the notes feature. So this is obviously going to let you keep track and take notes on each of the pages. And I know after talking to many of you out there who use Saddleback books, one of the nice things that you like to do with these books is as you read them, particularly with your English learners, is you like to read a couple of pages at a time and then potentially stop and take some notes of keywords or words that students understand, or pictures of things that they can identify in their first language, and then we can make that leap to changing that word into English. Those are the kinds of things that I've learned teachers love to do with these books. So having this notes feature here means that you can continue to do that even digitally. So let me go back a page here to this very first page of the story. So on this page, I can already tell 2 important things, right? I know that my characters are Daniel and Saif, so maybe I want to make a note of that. I go up here to this little plus sign, click anywhere on the page, and I can start making that note. I know my characters are Daniel and Saif, and another important detail from the page is that Saif just got a job. So I'm going to save that. And then on the next page, perhaps I think it's an important detail that Saif just moved. He moved, and he was in Pakistan, and now he's in New Jersey. So if I go through each page and I keep a note on each page of those key details or those words that I recognize, when I go over here to the notes section, it keeps a running list of those things that I've written down. So that's a great thing, because what I can do with that later is refer back to it, and then I can start helping my students to write. We can co-create sentences or paragraphs together based on some of the notes and those key details that stood out, either to me as the teacher or to my students who I was guiding. And you can see here, this is another thing to note, right? If you put these notes in here twice, it's going to keep them all here at the same time. So we can go back, and you can actually go back and delete notes as well. So let's go back to this one, and you can remove notes. We can remove. So it's very easy to add and remove the notes as needed. Now, what about highlighting? Highlighting is nice because it allows you to, I guess, hone in on important text evidence. So I have an example right here. I've highlighted Pakistan to New Jersey because that is some text evidence to the note I put here was that Saif had just moved. So how do you highlight? Well, the first thing you have to do is select text. You select text, and then you click on this little highlighter up here, and you can choose your color, and it highlights those words or phrases. So on the next page, perhaps I think it's important that Daniel's mom agreed to give Saif a job, so I want to highlight that. And maybe I even want to put a note there too, because that's important. I want to put a note. Daniel's mom and job. I want to remember those. So as I said, as you go throughout the book and you put those highlights in there and you put those notes in there, we have a running list of those. All you have to do is click on the notes icon or the highlights icon, and it's all right there for you. Now, why would I want a running list of all these notes? Because as I said, we can then go back and use these notes and these thoughts and these virtual stickies, so to speak, and extend that into a writing piece. So perhaps I want to take these notes and then I want to co-create sentences with my students in, let's say, like a Google slide or something like that. I can just open up a Google slide and we can start working together, taking those keywords and building sentences together and having students write and repeat and so forth. So Daniel and Saif are friends, or Saif got a new job. And that's one of the things that you can do with these books, whether you have the students with you in person. If they're in person with you, you can easily do something simple like this with little sticky notes, but it's nice now that we can also do it digitally. It's a thing of beauty. We love it. I'm so happy to be able to share it with you. Okay, let's go back. because I want to just click through and show you a couple more titles here. So here's Fields of Darkness, and we have A Fight for Freedom. And essentially, no matter which of these titles you click on, all the same features will be there. So you can do your highlights, your notes, you can bookmark, you can have your audio be manual or automatic. You can change from a one-page view to a two-page view, whatever you need to do to make sure that you are accommodating for your students' needs. It's nice to have that flexibility, especially when you're not in the same room with your students. So let me back out of this for a moment, because I quickly want to show you what a student would see if, for example, we just wanted a student to read independently. What does that look like? So let me back up out of this here, and I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to log back in as a teacher. Log back in as a student, I should say. We've already seen a teacher, so let's log in as a student. So now I have logged in as a student, and it looks very similar, but there's no left-hand side navigation bar with all those different options. All I can see if I'm the student is simply the libraries that I have access to that my teacher or school has licensed. So on this side, I want to be able to go into ELL and read the book Fired independently. Perhaps I just read it with my teacher. We took some notes together. We did some writing, and now I want to go back and reread. I simply click on the box, and I'll go back into the title here, Fired, which is the second title down. And it will open up to where I left off. So if I want to go back to the beginning, again, I can go to Contents, and I can click on Cover, and it will take me right back to the beginning, or I can go up here and type in whatever page I want to go to. And all of the same features are here. I can manually advance the pages, I can highlight here, and I can take notes as well. All of the notes will be saved here. If I entered them in, they'll be saved here. So all of the same features are here, and it's very simple, very straightforward. I can play my audio.
And friends last year. That was when the Malik family moved from Pakistan to New Jersey. School had started a few weeks ago. Saif began looking for a job after school. He needed money to help his family. Daniel talked to his mom about it. She agreed to give his friend a chance.
So all of those are there, and once you've modeled how to do this on the teacher side, it should feel fairly intuitive for the student to be able to navigate this as well. Now, before we close out today, I want to actually go back and revisit the teacher guide and the teacher resources, because there are some different things that you can do with those that I think I should highlight. So let's go back into the teacher side of things for a moment. Now remember, if I have access to all of these libraries, but I also have this teacher resource tab where I can access a PDF document of the teacher's guide. This is actually quite a flexible means of providing these resources to you. There's a lot of different things you can do. First of all, you open up this document. It will load the entire teacher's guide, all 100 or 120 pages of it. Well, let's just say I don't need 120 pages. I just need page 23 because I want page 23 to assign to my students. So you can easily extract page 23 from this document. There's a lot of different online tools you can use for that. I love pdf.com is a good one that's free. And you can extract whatever pages you need. In fact, let me go to page 23 here because we were reading Fired and we want to take a look at that assignment. Here we go. So here is the activity from the book Fired, one of the activities from the book Fired. And you can see it is totally fillable. So once I've downloaded this PDF and extracted this page, I can simply post it for my students to fill this out and type in there. And that's certainly one way you can do it. In fact, let me show you. Let's show you what it would look like if you had extracted this and sent it to a student. So here it is. This is just page 23 or 22, and all of the fillable fields remained, and I can simply give it to my students in this way. Another thing you can do with this is once you've taken this page out, and you could certainly do it with the entire 120-page teacher's guide if you wanted to, but once you extract one or two pages to assign to a student, you don't have to give it to them in this way. You can actually turn this into a PowerPoint. Again, you can export it into a PowerPoint file. You can use another one of those online tools that will convert the document to PowerPoint. Like I mentioned earlier, ilovepdf.com will do that. But why would you want to put this in a PowerPoint? That might be one of the questions you have on your mind. Well, here's one reason you may want to put it into a PowerPoint. So PowerPoint has a tool that will allow you, it's got live captioning, so to speak, or subtitling, I should say. Real-time subtitling that you can then translate into several different languages. And this is something that's standard on PowerPoint as long as you have the OneDrive or an Office 365 account. So here I went ahead and I just converted the PDF into a PowerPoint file. Here it is. Once I actually click present on this, I can read the directions and the subtitling feature will translate them. The language I have selected is Spanish, but they have a lot of different languages. So maybe I just want to put it in here so that when I'm reading this document and giving directions to my students, they have this available in their native language. So let's take a look at that. Directions. Read the sentences from the story. Write what they show about how the character feels. Number 4. Mrs. Brown threw her hands up in the air. Number 5. Saif stared at his feet. So that's one of the reasons you might want to put these pages into PowerPoint so you can take advantage of that translation feature. Now, if you can turn one of these into a PowerPoint file, guess what? You can also turn them into a Google slide. Why is that so great? Because once you have them in Google Slides, you can actually assign them to a group of students to collaborate and work on them together. So let's take a look at what this looks like in a Google slide. So here is the same activity in a Google slide. Now, if you created this and shared it with a specific group of students, they could all get in there together and collaborate and type their answers. You could have them do this in a breakout room or however you would want to have them work on this as a team. You can have them do it that way. And this is one of the ways that you can do it as an in-class assignment. If you have them do it in a breakout room and they're working on it together, you can sort of keep an eye on it. That's the beauty of having these activities in that PDF guide all right there for you in the platform. You can just pull what you need and put it into whatever format works best for your situation. A lot of us are in the same situation that we're working with remote learners, but some of the details are a little bit different. While I might want a PDF, somebody else might really prefer a Google slide. And with this format, you can do any one of those things. So that is a great thing. So that is a very, very brief overview of our Saddleback Digital. I want to show you where you can get some more information and where you can contact us if you have more specific questions that we didn't cover here. So our website is sdlback.com. And once you go to the website, you can click here on this top black banner. It will have Saddleback Digital. You can click there. And then you can scroll down and you can request information. And you can fill out this form with your name and how we can contact you and put your question here in the notes. And we'll be happy to schedule a demo for you or just answer your specific questions, whatever you need, just give us a call. We really love that this platform is so simple and very flexible. We're happy to work with you to give suggestions for how it can fit your specific situation. Also, stay tuned for more Saddleback webinars. We are inviting on presenters who are using Saddleback Digital, and we'll do more of a deep dive on implementation of Saddleback Digital. So stay tuned, be on the lookout for those, and we hope to see you on our future Saddleback webinar, and we look forward to hearing from you and your questions around Saddleback Digital. Thank you. Take care, everybody.